It's common for football clubs to sign players based on certain qualities or attributes. Similarly, clubs might turn down players because they don't fit in their systems, or maybe they are not good enough, or they don't fit in the style of play. It's not always the case though. Sometimes, clubs turn down players for some ridiculous reasons, and some come to regret either letting go of a certain player or passing on the chance to sign a young player who later turns out to be a world star. Chelsea probably knows this too well. The Blues have in the past rejected players they probably have come to regret. Here are 6 times that Chelsea rejected players for ridiculous reasons. When Sergio Aguero announced he was leaving Manchester City at the end of the 2020-21 season, it was an end of an era, quite literally. He was the final member of the 2011-12 squad that memorably won the Premier League on the last day of the season, ending a 44-year wait for the club. The Argentine wrote his name into the history books of not only Man City, but also that of the Premier League. He will forever remain as one of the best strikers the world has ever seen. That goal against QPR on the final day of the season will remain iconic as long as we live. But did you know perhaps that would never have happened and he could have become a Chelsea legend instead? Here's the story. Aguero caught the attention of world football while at Atletico Madrid. In 2009, Atletico played Chelsea in the Champions League, and Aguero scored a brace. He was a highly rated youngster at the time, and Chelsea explored options to sign him the following summer, but they pulled out of the deal. Why? According to former Chelsea star Joe Cole, the club decided against signing Aguero due to his body shape. Yes, you heard that right. Chelsea were after him. They looked at this shape. I think maybe the shape of him they passed on him at the time, which was obviously a mistake. Aguero eventually signed for City in 2010, and it's like he set out to punish the Blues for snubbing him. During his 10-year stay at City, he scored 15 goals against Chelsea, the highest he scored against a single club, and he led City to numerous titles. Not many may know this, but Mbappe once had trials at Chelsea. As an 11-year-old, the young Mbappe joined other young players in London and impressed the Blues coaches with his skills and ability on the ball. In fact, he even starred for them in a youth match against Charlton, playing alongside the likes of Tammy Abraham and Jeremy Boga, a match the Chelsea youngsters won 8-0. But despite impressing them, Chelsea still turned down the chance to sign him. Reason being, you won't believe this, he couldn't defend. Wait, what? Mbappe defending? In the same statement? Not sure how that was supposed to work. Anyway, Mbappe's mother was thoroughly upset after that, and despite the Blues' efforts to get a second trial for Mbappe later, it never happened, and we all know how that story ended, with Mbappe on the top of the world, of course. Unlike Mbappe and Aguero, Rice was actually in the Chelsea Academy. He joined the club in 2006 as a 7-year-old, but when he turned 14, he was released for free. And do you know why? Because of his physicality. Chelsea reportedly didn't think he was tall enough compared to his teammates and peers in the academy. Also, they felt he wasn't versatile enough and lacked speed of movement with his feet. You bet that's one decision they regret, as Rice turned out to be one of the best midfielders in the Premier League. And Chelsea really tried to sign him back, willing to pay upwards of £100 million for a player they let go for free. They never managed to sign him though, and as if that was not bad enough already, he ended up at London rivals Arsenal in the summer, breaking the British record fee, and has comfortably settled in the Mikel Arteta team already. Unlike Mbappe or Aguero, who were turned down as youngsters, Chelsea refused to sign Pirlo because he was too old. At the time, the former Italian international had just turned 30. Was that too old? We don't think so. When Carlo Ancelotti took over at Chelsea, he went back to his former club, AC Milan, and wanted to sign the midfield maestro for Chelsea. Everything seemed just fine. All parties were ready to get the deal done, until Chelsea decided they could only offer him a 1-year contract, because according to their policy, players above 30 years old could only get a 1-year deal, and no more, even though they could have an option of extending it. As expected, Pirlo turned it down, and the deal fell through. While Ancelotti enjoyed success at Stamford Bridge, Pirlo proved Chelsea wrong, as he went on to play for 6 more seasons before retiring. For years now, Mo Salah has been regarded as the best player in the Premier League with Liverpool. Perhaps he could have achieved that status at Chelsea. The Egyptian arrived at Stamford Bridge in 2014, hoping to secure a regular place in the starting lineup. It, however, took a year for the Egyptian to realize that was never going to happen, and soon his relationship with the then-manager Jose Mourinho got sour. He was then sent out on loan, first at Fiorentina and then AS Roma, before eventually leaving the club permanently in 2016. He didn't stay away for long though, as Liverpool, who had shown interest in a young Salah before his Chelsea move came calling, and he made the move to the Premier League. Well, details of the exact reason why he was let go are scanty. It could be sporting reasons, or perhaps personal with the manager, and what a signing he turned out to be for Liverpool. He has scored not less than 7 goals in all competitions against Chelsea. You be the judge. What we know though is that the Blues made a mistake in letting the winger go. This one perhaps hurts many Chelsea fans the most. Just like Salah, Kevin De Bruyne, or KDB as he is popularly known, has been one of the best players in the Premier League in recent seasons. But that's just one of the things the two have in common. In addition to their best player comparison, the two were at one point together at Chelsea and were released for similar reasons. The Belgian joined Chelsea in 2012 from Genk, but was set out on loan for a season and a half before returning to Chelsea. He hoped to get a lot of playing time, but with the Blues having loads of senior players in the squad, that was not to be. The midfielder only played less than 5 games in 6 months at Stamford Bridge. In January 2014, he was sold following what was termed as a personality clash with Mourinho due to his demand for more playing time. Was it a personality clash though? Picture this. It's December 2013, and Mourinho has called De Bruyne to his office. He had some papers with him, and he said these 6 words to De Bruyne: 1 assist, 0 goals, 10 recoveries. De Bruyne remembers this well, as he recalled later in one of his interviews. It took me a minute to understand what he was doing. Then he started reading the stats of the other attacking forwards: Willian, Oscar, Mata, Schürrle, and it's like 5 goals, 10 assists, whatever. With that conversation, KDB knew he couldn't stay any longer at Chelsea, and by January, he was off to Wolfsburg. He became quite a sensation in Germany, and soon Man City came calling, and he has since scored no less than 5 goals against Chelsea in the league. Clearly, he took that personality clash too personal. And just like Salah, what a signing has he been for City. He has led them to countless titles and remains one of the best midfielders in the world. Well, now you know it. Chelsea have enjoyed immense success in the past 2 decades, but perhaps they could have won more if they didn't pass on the chance to have these world-class stars in their team. What do you think? Let us know in the comments below.